For today's video tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to do the caramel stitch step by step. The caramel stitch is a beautiful stitch that is double-sided. This right here, what I have is my caramel stitch baby blanket that I made that you can find on my blog as a free pattern, and it is written in 2 sizes. For the purpose of today's video tutorial, we are going to just be making a tiny little swatch so that this way you could see the row repeat and understand how to do this stitch, and then you can apply it in any way that you would like, either for this blanket or other projects that you have in mind. For this pattern, I used Lion Brand's cotton hemp, which I will be also using for today's video tutorial. The colors that I used on my baby blanket are husk, maple, and citron. This color that I have right here is called Mineral. For today's video tutorial, I am going to be using Mineral, Citron, and Maple. I will be referring to Mineral as color A, Citron as color B, and Maple as color C. You are welcome to use as many colors as you would like, change them up, or do a solid. This stitch still looks fantastic even if you don't have any contrasting colors and you do it as a solid stitch. It's got a lot of texture and it will still show through. For today's video tutorial, I will be using a 5mm crochet hook along with cotton hemp, which is a worsted weight yarn. You may choose to use any yarn and hook that you choose to follow along with this video tutorial. I would recommend that you do make a swatch before using this stitch, because these stitches can sometimes be really hard to work. Your yarn and your hook combo might catch and it could be difficult to pull these stitches all the way through. So play around with your yarn and hook sizes if you are not following this pattern and are choosing to use a different yarn weight and different hook size. The caramel stitch is worked over a multiple of 2 plus 1, so any odd number will work to create this stitch pattern. To start, we will be using color A, and we are going to make a set of foundation single crochet. To do foundation single crochet, what we are going to do is we are going to create a slip knot, place it on our hook, and pull our yarn tight. Not so tight that the yarn can't slide on the neck of your hook. I will show you quickly how to do a foundation single crochet if you're not familiar with it or you need a little bit of a refresh. We are going to start by creating a chain 2. We will then come into the second chain from our hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. We will then yarn over and pull through that loop that we just created. That's creating the bottom of the foundation single crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That creates our first foundation single crochet. So this is the top of the foundation single crochet, and this is the bottom of the foundation single crochet. You are then going to insert your hook into the bottom of the foundation single crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops to create your next foundation single crochet. So let's do that again. Insert your hook into the bottom of the foundation single crochet that you just created, so it looks like the top of a single crochet, but it's the bottom. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. So essentially what we're doing is we are creating our chain and our single crochet at the same time, which is why it is called a foundation single crochet. So you are going to repeat that for as many stitches as you would like, making sure that it is an odd number or a multiple of 2 plus 1. For the purpose of today's tutorial, I am only making 9 foundation single crochet stitches for row 1 using color A, which is Mineral. And I'm now going to switch to color B, which is Citron, cut my color A. I like to create a chain 1 so I can secure my color, but I do not chain 1 for my stitch. So if you decide to work this in all one color, you will not create a chain 1 at the beginning of all of your rows. I just create a chain 1 to attach my colors, but technically speaking, that chain 1 is not the stitch. So turn your work and you are going to single crochet across in each stitch. In my case, I will be creating 9 single crochet. After you complete row 2 using color B, you are going to now switch to color C. So in my case, that is Maple. I'm going to cut my color B, going to pull this nice and tight, create a chain 1 that I'm going to use to anchor my color down but doesn't count in my stitch, turn, and for row 3 I'm going to single crochet all the way across. Continuing with color C for row 4, we are going to turn and single crochet again all the way across. So the first 4 rows of this pattern are really, really simple. It is just a row of foundation single crochet followed by 3 rows of single crochet. And again, I am changing colors, but you can choose to change or not change, however you would like. Moving on to row 5, which is our first caramel stitch row, we are going to switch back to color A. So I'm going to place color A over my hook, pull it through, pull color C nice and tight, cut my color C. I'm going to create a chain 1 that again I'm going to pull really tight so it doesn't count as my stitch. I'll pull both of those ends so that this gets nice and secure. And then I am going to turn my work and follow row 5 instructions using color A. So first what you will do is you're going to place a single crochet in your first stitch. In the next stitch, we are going to create our first caramel stitch. To create the caramel stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into this next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over again. We are going to come down into the next stitch below the stitch that we just worked. So here is this stitch that we worked in, and we are coming down into the next stitch right here. So insert your hook, yarn over, and back here be really careful. You don't want this to be too tight or too loose, and pull up a loop. You will now have 5 loops on your hook. So this is where you're going to have to kind of play with your yarn tension a bit and be really aware of your tension on the back of your work and the front of your work. We are then going to yarn over again and come down into the next stitch under this last next stitch that we just worked. So we worked here, and now we're going to come down here in color B, insert our hook, yarn over. Again, be very mindful of your tension back here, okay? You might have to kind of pull and play around with this a little bit as you get used to creating these stitches, and pull up a loop. You will now have 7 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all of those loops. Now, be very mindful of your tension. Be really mindful of your loops over your hook. You don't want anything crossing, so that it will make it easier to pull through all of your loops. So if you could see here on the back and on the front, all of my loops are nice and neat. If you're not mindful of your tension, you might have some pinching and pulling, which will scrunch this up, or you could have too much yarn back here, which will then create a whole bunch of pieces that can catch later on, and we don't want that. To continue this row repeat, what we are going to do is in the next stitch, we are going to place a single crochet. Be very careful that if these stitches are really big and bulky when you're working them, that you don't cover up your next stitch and accidentally skip it and work over, because then your repeat will not work. So single crochet in this next stitch, and then in the next stitch we're going to place another caramel stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop. Be very mindful back here of your tension, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below in color B, yarn over to pull up a loop. Be very mindful back here of your tension, yarn over, and pull through all of the loops on your hook. Single crochet in the next stitch, and let's create another caramel stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below, yarn over, being very mindful of that tension, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below again, yarn over, making sure you're pulling up a loop after each yarn over, and then yarn over and pull through all of your stitches. Single crochet in the next stitch, and then we will have 2 stitches remaining, so we are going to create our last caramel stitch and our last single crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch below, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. Come here to find your last single crochet stitch, insert your hook, and place your final single crochet stitch. And that completes the first row of caramel stitches. So again, make sure that you're very mindful of your tension so that this way none of these stitches are too loose. You can, if you do find that you have one that feels like it is a little loose, you can kind of get your hook under there like this and kind of wiggle it around and it'll adjust that stitch a bit. Then moving on to row 6 of the pattern, we are going to turn our work and we will single crochet across in each single crochet and caramel stitch until we reach the end of our row. At this point, you have completed the entire repeat for this stitch. So now what we will do is we are going to repeat rows 2 through 6. So starting with row 2, I'm going to come over here and switch to color B. In my case, that is the citron. Cut my color A, create a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. Use these two ends to pull this nice and tight. Turn, and then I'm going to single crochet across for a repeat of row 2 in color B. I am now going to switch to color C for a repeat of row 3. Cut my color B, create a chain 1 here so that this way I can pull these both nice and tight. Turn, and I'm going to create a row of single crochet across, repeating row 3, and then doing the same thing again, repeating row 4. Coming to the end of row 3, I'm going to turn and single crochet again across with a repeat of row 4. I'm now at the end of my row 4 repeat. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab my color A, switch back to color A so that I can repeat row 5. Cut my color C, create a chain 1, that does not count really as a chain 1. Use these tails to pull these nice and tight. Adjust this loop. I'm going to turn and I'm going to repeat row 5. So single crochet in the first stitch and then place a caramel stitch in the next stitch. So this is the back of the first set of caramel stitches that we made. So these will be the front of the next set of caramel stitches that we're making now. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into this next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over. I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch in the row below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch in the row below, yarn over, pull up a loop. Again, being very mindful of my tension, making sure that none of the loops on my hook are overlapping. Everything on the back is nice and tight, but not too tight so that nothing is pinching and nothing is popping out. Yarn over and pull through all of my loops. Place a single crochet in the next stitch. So if you could see here, it's kind of under this last set of yarn overs. So you gotta be very careful not to skip it. Insert my hook and create a single crochet, and then create another caramel stitch in the next stitch. Single crochet, create another caramel stitch, single crochet. Let's create the final caramel stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, check your tension, yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook, and then place your final single crochet in the last stitch of your row. Then complete the final row in the repeat, which is to turn and just single crochet across in color A. You can then finish off here, or you can add a border. You could do a whole bunch of different things to finish off this blanket, but it is beautiful just like this. With practice, this is a really easy stitch to make so that this way you can't tell what's the front or what's the back. The only thing that gives it away is which way your stitches are slanting. So if you could see, these stitches are going in this direction and these stitches are going in this direction. And I really like that. A way to avoid it, if you want them all to go in the same direction, would be to just add another row of single crochet in here in between the repeat if you wanted to, if you didn't want them to be kind of going back and forth. But me personally, I really like the alternating slants on the stitches. When you have them separated by an even number or 4 sets of single crochet, if you did want them to be going in the same direction, then you would want an odd number in between. So you'd want to add a 5th row of single crochet in between these, or more. You could go to 7, you can go to 9. I wouldn't recommend doing one less, because then this is going to be kind of right in here and you're going to lose the detail of these stitches. But this is a really great textured stitch. It's going to be really fun for you to use, to play around with all different color combinations. If you do decide to make the caramel stitch blanket and follow my color pattern, but not necessarily my color choices, I cannot wait to see what colors you pick. I went with these because I thought that it would be a really great color combo for Ruby's first baby blanket. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that it was helpful. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to tag me on social media anywhere that you follow me, and be sure to share any of my patterns that you make. I love seeing what you guys create using my free patterns and video tutorials.